Well, hello there, RR Show listener. You're probably wondering who I am, and I don't know, some days when I wake up, I kind of wonder that myself. But I'm here to announce some exciting news. My name is Vince Tornero, and I will have to tell you my Reddit story, come to think of it. Little sidebar here. I made it on the front page of Reddit, and a friend of mine called me up one day and was screaming into the phone, "You made it on the front page of Reddit!" It was totally sweet. I'll tell you that story in about 2 minutes. So like I said, my name is Vince Tornero. I'm with Evergreen Podcasts, and I'm with the network that is really pumped to announce that we have acquired the RR Show. Now, Andy and Anton, they worked really hard on this. These are super creative dudes, and we love the community they've built around some of the wildest stories on Reddit. So what does this mean for our beloved Andy? Well, he and Anton are going to be working with us on the show for a while, and he will be back on Monday episodes for the foreseeable future, except for next week. You got me next week, so bear with me. And your Friday episodes will be me. So Andy, Monday, Vince, Friday. And I'm pumped about this. I'm looking forward to telling stories, to hearing your stories, to getting your feedback, because I want to do this show justice. These guys have put in a ton of work. They built something incredible, and we want to respect that and carry that forward. So I guess that's kind of an invitation to tell me off if you want. But redditreadings.podcast@gmail.com. That's redditreadings.podcast@gmail.com. All this is going to be in the show notes. It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. Andy, he's been super supportive, and he's going to be helping us for a while. Seriously, just be assured we're going to uphold the same quality, the same content you've come to know and love. It's sort of like my wife and I bought a house. We're not going to change a whole lot in the house. It's really just kind of like, painting and carpeting. So we're just going to add a nice, maybe some paint and carpet here. We're not tearing it down to the studs. Like the thought of doing that with I already don't like home improvement projects, but the thought of doing that just freaks me out. So it's going to be great. It's going to be fun. Again, I'm Vince Tornero. This is the Evergreen Podcast acquisition. This is going to be a fun new chapter in the RR Show. So stick with us. Have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, and let's have some fun in 2024. All right, with that being said, as promised, here is my Reddit front page story. So travel with me back to the spring of 2011, and this was when I had a small radio show, and I really was given free reign to do whatever I wanted to on it. So I decided to take full advantage of it and find somebody from Westboro Baptist Church to do an interview, to kind of, give them a piece of my mind, but also just to ask them some legitimate questions that a lot of folks probably want to ask them. So I did. I actually had Shirley Phelps Roper on. She was one of these spokeswomen. I'm not even sure if she's still even alive. We had a conversation probably about an hour, and it was really more of her yelling at me, believe it or not. But basically, during the study process for the interview, I watched a documentary, and in this documentary, I noticed that they would do signs with different celebrities' faces on it. Of course, Westboro, has a bunch of different signs against, the military, against, anybody, you name it. They hate them. So I noticed that they would do signs with Elton John's face on it, Lady Gaga's face on it. Anybody they didn't like it, they would put, their face on it. So I direct messaged Shirley, the woman I interviewed from Westboro. I sent her a message on Twitter, and I said, hey, I noticed, Shirley, that you're going to be coming nearby me, actually. You'll be protesting nearby here soon. Would you, make a sign with my face on it? So she kind of, messaged back and said, oh, yeah, sure, we'll do something like that. So I didn't believe it. They're not going to do a sign with my face on it. So the day rolls around in 2011, a few weeks later, that they were actually going to be about a half hour away from me. And so I was like, yeah, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to give them the attention more than I already have with this interview that I did. So I went and actually got up, looked at Twitter, and found a friend of mine who was a reporter, and he was actually at this protest covering it. And so I looked at some photos. I was like, this is funny. I wonder if they actually did the sign with my face on it. Well, there it was. I zoomed in, and it was a large sign that said, God hates Vince. And it was my face cropped out over an upside down American flag. I couldn't believe it. I was stunned. Why would they even waste the time to put my face on it? So I got on Twitter, and I needed to get the sign. And a friend and I arranged a pickup with Megan Phelps Roper, who's actually left the Westboro Baptist Church since then. and we had a conversation with her outside of a place where we picked up the sign, and they all signed the sign with their Twitter handles. And it was really a bizarre experience. So years after that, I actually went and posted that on a blog, posted it onto Reddit, and it was only a few hours later that I had my friend calling me, screaming into the phone that I had made it on the front page of Reddit. I can't remember the karma I got, but I knew it was pretty sweet.